What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Gartrell back here with No Lift Garage for another install video. Today we're going to be actually installing something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, which is Apple CarPlay in my non-Apple CarPlay or iDrive 6 M4. So for all you cool kids who have the iDrive 6 and don't have Apple CarPlay, this could potentially apply to you, but it is more so for the 2015 LCI and 2016 BMW M4s who have the iDRIVE EVO 4. For those of you that don't know what that looks like, it looks kind of like this. It's very basic. Sorry that the polarizer is killing this right now. It's very basic. It has pretty much just a split screen setup, maps, some widgets and things like that. But it honestly is very outdated and just doesn't coincide with the newer apps that we have today, like Waze and Spotify, which is my personal favorite. I'm going to be showing you how to install this in your car. So first off, I'm going to be using easy Bimmer coding in the description below. It costs about $250 plus a couple of things you'll need on the side that I will link in the description, but won't go over another, I want to say $30 or so. So to get started, let's just name the things that you're going to need in order to get Apple CarPlay in your car. So first off is the coding. You can go ahead and purchase this and download this on the description below. We have Easy Bimmer Coding's website and the directions on how to purchase, what you need to do after you purchase. And I'm going to show you the hardware and the experience of getting Apple CarPlay in the car. First off, you're going to need a T20 Torx screwdriver or bit, whatever you can use to unscrew a couple of things in the head unit. A plastic trim remover tool. This is important. You don't want to scratch up any of the materials in your car, whether it be leather, plastic, the carbon fiber, anything like that. You don't want to mess it up, so please use plastic. It is a lot more forgiving on these parts. You're going to need a Ethernet to the BMW OBD port cable. It's very cheap on Amazon. I think I paid like $16, again in the description below. And I needed an extra piece because I have a old MacBook that I'm working with. So I got this, which converts the Ethernet cable into a USB. Again, not too expensive, and also linked in the description below. But if you have a Windows laptop that has an Ethernet port on the side, you are good to go. There's nothing else you need. And last but not least, the antenna Wi-Fi adapter. Actually, that's not the last thing. Sorry. And optional, you're going to need Tessa tape. And the reason why I say that is because you don't want anything rattling around inside the car. So using Tessa tape is like a save all when it comes to anything wiring in the car. So I'm going to be wrapping this with Tessa tape so that I don't hear any rattling after we install this into the vehicle. If you're wondering if this is like safe for electrical use, etc., yes. BMW, Mercedes, and a ton of other car manufacturers use Tessa tape in order to stop rattling wires in the car all the time. So it is definitely safe. And also, you're going to need either a battery charger, or if you don't have this, you're going to need a set of jumper cables and another car, obviously, if you don't have the battery charger. I'll show you how to set that up very easily. You can use the ports in the front of the car. You don't have to remove the panel in the back for your actual battery. But nonetheless, let's get right to installing this antenna, which is the main part that you need to install. Everything else is external and very simple with the coding. But let's get to it. We're going to be removing the carbon fiber trim, the faceplate for the head unit, and a couple of screws. It shouldn't be too difficult, but let's see how it goes. All right, so first things first, you're going to want to pry using the pry tool that I've told you about. The carbon fiber top off. You want to just go slow and be gentle. All right, and just gently pry underneath, slowly coming out. Again, like I said, the plastic trim remover tool is a beast when it comes to this kind of stuff.
And then when you get over here, you want to be very careful because this is a thin piece. But like I said, the trim remover tool should be very helpful.
Hope that I didn't mess up anything. You can see everything perfect. Okay, so now we have a bunch of wires up here. We're going to release the hazard switch wire. I'm going to pause the video so that I can try to find the best way to remove this, but it doesn't look too difficult. You're just basically going to pop that out. Alright, so just to show you, you got to kind of like pry up on the piece that's holding that little tab in place. This was the harder one to pull out. This one was very simple. You just push and pull out. This is for the hazard switch, and this is for the rest of the unit up top. Next up, we're going to be removing this little plastic piece, and then there will be 4 total screws, the T20 screws here, here, and 2 below to remove this faceplate, and then we will be almost done. Again, using the plastic pry tool, very simply comes off. So as you can see, now we have 4 screws. One's here, one's there, one's there, and one's there. Just gonna remove them very easily. I'm not even gonna go that deep because it's kind of hard to remove those little plugs. I got it propped up pretty well, so I'm not afraid of it getting messed up. These last 2 T20 screws to remove the head unit. So now we can go ahead and slide this out. This is the wire that we're gonna be attaching to the car. I wish I found one with a little less like footage. I'm not even gonna take this off. I'm just gonna wrap this whole thing in Tessa tape and plug it in and stick this in a nice location, probably down here, maybe above it, I'm not sure yet. But just take the 3M off and tape it down, and then we'll just put it all back together, and we'll be done with this step of the iDrive / Apple CarPlay install. So I'm just gonna skip to the part where I plug this in and then put it all back together. Alright, so it's this plug here. I don't know if you can see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over, it'll just be a little bung sticking out. It just literally clips right in, and I'll show you that again because it can easily be removed. So it's this little pink one here. I hope you can see that. It's right here. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over next to the wiring harness. Literally just clips right in. Make sure it's nice and tight, snug on there, and then we can go ahead and close the whole thing back up. So I'm just gonna skip to that now rather than bore you with that. So go ahead and start your car back up, make sure everything works again, you know. Don't worry about that. Alright, everything's good. Don't hear any rattles, everything is working properly. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the install, which is basically the coding. So the first things first, we're going to have to set up the battery charger / jumper cables, which I'll show you how to do now. What is up, guys? So we are back. It is nighttime on a different day. So I initially have to set up my appointment on Monday because everything was booked for the weekend, understandably. But I was supposed to be doing it at 12 o'clock Eastern time this morning, but I had an issue with my laptop and I had to get that fixed before I can even go ahead and, you know, have him start. So you have to have everything really set up for him when he's ready for you. Can't stress that enough. But he was able to kind of push me back to later in the evening. He is on the West Coast, so it's 6 o'clock there, 9 o'clock here. And he is currently coding the car. So I just wanted to show you a couple of the things that you needed to have done beforehand when using Easy Bimmer Code. I'm sure any other system would kind of similarly use these techniques, but I'm just going to show you Easy Bimmer coding because they're really, you know, straightforward platform. And yeah, so pretty much, so you're going to want to have your door open. You're gonna have your seatbelt clipped in. You're gonna have your ignition on. The iDrive is blue right now because he's doing his thing on the laptop. You want to have your Ethernet cable and possible adapter if you're using a MacBook plugged into the car and the laptop simultaneously. You want to have a jumper cable set up to a running car. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you here. So you have the positive terminal post there, and then you have the ground chassis terminal outlined for you very clearly right there. BMW set that up perfectly, so you don't ever have to worry about clipping it to something that might not conduct properly. You do not want to have your battery die when anything is being coded on your vehicle ever. These cars are like modern day computers now, and a crash, so to speak, in the middle of a coding procedure can definitely ruin or brick your car. So this process takes about roughly an hour. So I'm not gonna stand here getting bit up by mosquitoes waiting for this to happen. I'm gonna be inside chilling for a little bit, and when that's finished, we should be good to go, and we will have Apple CarPlay. Now, I will do a full review of the Apple CarPlay after it is complete. So in the remainder of this video, you'll see that, and just give you like a quick rundown of the features, etc. But that's about it. So I'll see you guys when it's complete. Don't leave. Subscribe while you're here, and make sure you hit a like before we get to the rest of this video. Thanks, guys. What is up, guys? So the tune, or the flash I should say, is actually complete. So let's get in the car. It's been a few days now, and I will show you what Apple CarPlay is like after you've flashed the car. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you to the best of my ability what Apple CarPlay is like. So this is the new iDrive. As you can see, it's exactly set up as iDrive 6 would be. So you got notifications about your car. I have 3. It tells you anything about your vehicle, so you can go in here. Same settings, driver profiles, which is actually new, if I am correct. So you can actually set with different keys to be for different drivers of the vehicle, but I only have one, so I keep it set as the same way. Yeah, and then we can go back. You got connected drive. I haven't even gone into this really, but this is probably like what you need the most, because you go into manage mobile devices, and this is how you actually get Apple CarPlay set up. So when you first open up the system, the first thing you're going to want to do is delete your old connection to your car. And once you've done that, then you will add a new connection. See, yeah, mine just goes straight into Apple CarPlay when I get a notification. But pretty much you would go into manage mobile devices, and then it would go into the settings to click iPhone and then Apple CarPlay. So this is what the Carplay Dashboard looks like when you get there. So you have navigation, haven't gone to there, communication, haven't really gone into there, same thing. And then media, and then over to the left, you have Apple CarPlay, you click that, and then you have your base widgets, which is my phone right now, my Spotify and Waze. And then I have this set up because it's easier to be able to access music and directions all in one spot rather than having that ugly split screen from the old iDrive. And then we have the rest of the widgets, which are phone, Apple Music, Maps, Messages. I believe this is like if you're playing music from Apple Music, this is what will be showing up. You have a calendar, podcast, news, audiobooks, settings, Google Maps, and then WhatsApp and Zoom. I haven't even looked at Zoom. I have no idea what you could use it for. WhatsApp is the same thing as a messaging service, and yeah, your settings and everything. But this is pretty much the basis of the update. I like it a lot because it makes me not have to look at my phone to change music, to get directions, anything like that. It's all available right here at the nav's fingertips, pretty much. Now when you plug in your iPhone into your to charge it, it doesn't automatically switch over. It just starts charging the phone. It doesn't like disconnect the music or anything, which I absolutely love. It was really annoying whenever I had to charge my phone. I had to wait for it to like kind of reconnect. Now some other features that were supposed to come with this update from Easy Bimmer Coding was actually to be able to play these videos on the iDrive. So because it's not clear to me, I'm going to reach out to them, and then in the next video that I make, it might not necessarily be about the iDrive or Apple Carplay or anything like that. I will update you guys on how to actually make screen mirroring and DVDs or USB drives in the center console work, so that actually displays the video or the movie or whatever it is you might want to play. So I actually tried it out with one of my DVDs. It said it couldn't read it. I don't know if that's like a hardware issue or a software issue. So as soon as I find all of that information out, I will let you guys know. But for today, that should be all. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys install this on your cars too, because honestly the old iDrive was very boring, very analog compared to the dynamicness of the Apple CarPlay and the actual iDrive 6 upgrade. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video. Peace.